Hello, welcome to Academia Reporting News.
I'm Suman Samwantha.
I'm Vacharayu Chandrat.
Leading economist says this is not the right time to give government officials a raise. A top economist has advised the government to put its plans to raise salaries for government officials on hold as the current economic situation does not permit it.
Associate Professor Dr. Somchai Pakapadiwas was on Sunday commenting on the government decision to increase the salary for the civil servant and other state officials.
Somchai said he realized that the most civil servant salaries were low on average, but giving them raises now would require a large budget. Also, he said spending a large part of the national budget on this raises would hit the government with liabilities in the future. The economist says he does not believe the country's economic standing is strong enough to allow the government to carry too many financial liabilities.
He said that though the government needs to keep its election promises, it should also consider to factor economic growth and physical restrictions that do not allow higher spending. Somchai explained that the current investment budget ratio stands at 20% of the GDP, while a healthy ratio is 30% of the GDP.
He noted that while the investment ratio was dropping, fixed expenditure was rising to about 77% of the GDP, and this would rise further if the government grants raises. Also, he said the low investment ratio would result in a low growth rate. With low growth, the government will have low income from tax, Somchai added.
He said Thailand has had the lowest economic growth among Asian nations over the past 10 years. He also warned that government would have to shoulder a bigger burden in the future due to an aging population. Currently, people in the working age of 15 to 59 constitute 65% of the population, but the ratio would fall to the 55% in the next 10 years.
Hence, the current economic situation put restrictions to salary increases. Somchai said, instead, he said, the government should focus on reskilling civil servants who will be hit by the adoption of artificial intelligence. I believe after the salaries are increased, the government will need to reduce the number of civil servants in the future, Somchai said.
The government should wait for a while for the economy to recover first. Another thing that the government can do to keep its election promise, he said, is by raising the salary of the junior level officer first and increasing the pay for the middle and higher ranking official later.
That's all the time we have for Academia News today. Thank you for listening for us. I'm Suman Samwantha.
I'm Vacharayu Chandrat.